Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Friday the 15th of May. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. So looking at the euro dollar first, and what you can see here is we've effectively running into a point of we've already had one sort of divergence, now we've got a second divergence from this RSI. It's been sort of popping down. The saving factor, I guess, is the RSI did go quite low on the second dip here on this move here. But it does look, it could look like it could roll over at some point in this current pattern, particularly when you're looking at what happened on the 4 hours here. Never really managed to push up to make a new high in this current range. A break of this sort of, there's a trend that runs across the lows here, very, see if we can get on it. There we go, somewhere in that region. Actually, it may have already broken. There's a more steeper one, but I know it's a live candle, but this lower band and this trend here may just see us roll over. Looking from a 60-minute point of view, we've already broken through the daily pivot there. It could still head back. I've been looking at that 60-minute 50 for a long time. It could head back towards that and maybe even break down towards yesterday's lows there and the 4-hour daily S1. So if it does start rolling over in that direction, that's what I'd be looking for. Alternatively, if it does get a wiggle on and we see a break of this trend line here, I would be looking for the long side back up towards yesterday's highs and the R1. So it really is at the moment, it's consolidated in a smaller sort of range. Need to get us a better idea of the direction, and that will be achieved by seeing, as I say, break of this trend line here, or to the lower side. It's a little bit more difficult. It's a downside at the moment. It looks that it could, as I say, roll over a little bit from here. Cable, let's look at the bigger picture here, and had a really good run up. Is it running out of steam? Possibly. It's certainly not, I mean, certainly length of the green bars are shortening, the daily bars are shortening, which could suggest it's just going to roll over a little bit. 8 bars up, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars up so far. So there's almost a chance that we'll see some sort of downward bar today. Doesn't need to be a huge downward bar. Looking at what's going on at the moment, it's so consolidated, making it very difficult to really work out which way. I mean, we could just end up with a little chip up, trigger into a sort of long position, and then it rolls back over again. It's just too choppy at this juncture. But if we do see it starting to move to the upside, well, it would look like it could run back into yesterday's highs and the daily R1. But the range is very tight here. Okay, dollar yen. So it's chopped again. It's found some sort of support before. I thought the areas I thought it might, and it's bounced back, but back into a 4-hourly 200. We'll see how this holds. It's very flat, so it may just have a partial reaction and then continue. Looking from an hourly perspective, and well, it's really just to me it looks relatively weak. To look at the RSI at the bottom here, and we've got the same RSI, yet price is pushed up further. So to me it looks relatively weak in this move here. Maybe see a bigger correction. If we see a break of this trend line, well, maybe we'll be on for the daily pivot, which is below us. But it's not an easy one to get onto the upside. It's not one I've been looking to trade for some time. Whereas the Aussie dollar has treated us to some profits recently. Has got its untouched daily pivot above us, but let's have a look at the bigger picture first. And it's sort of quite bearish yesterday, shooting star into the monthly R1 pivot there. It's since rolled over, and it's now finding support on the 4-hourly 21. Now it could hold it. Let's go back to the 60-minute there, and if it does, well, a break of this trend line with a positive 50 MA still pointing upward, could see us moving back towards the daily pivot. So just watching that quite carefully. Okay, news-wise today, There's not a significant amount of news out today. We've got manufacturing sales in Canada. Very little else really. The prelim in the US at 3 o'clock. We've got the prelim consumer sentiment, but nothing out of any significance this morning. Construction output UK 9:30, but it's very low value data. So we're driven technically really for most of today. Okay, that's it for me. I hope you have a great one. Bye for now.